Hello there, buddies. Figured to do a short education video on how I fly the chopper in Battlefield 6. This is something that I struggle with a lot in the opening. I crashed a whole bunch, slammed those helicopters into the side of buildings all the time. So figured to just do something here to help everybody out. All right, first things first, when you're flying a chopper, one thing I like to do is just wait, see if anybody's around, especially in the beginning of a match. Just wait till at least you get maybe 2-3 people inside of it. You get both machine guns manned, and that way when you're in the clouds, you have a little bit of protection by you, and it's not just you by your lonesome fending off everything else. Because no doubt the enemy chopper will have people inside of it as well firing at you. So try to wait off the opening to let some people get in. Next step on the list is after you get people in, you're going to want to go up to the sky. So how do I get up to the sky? I like to just shoot straight up. Now, this is just my take on it. Other people may have their opinion, but this is how I do it. I just hit the W key and I go straight up. Just get some elevation. Get comfortable with being in the air with the helicopter. So here I'm going to fly on up. I go straight up pretty much, and I may hit, or I may angle my mouse forward just a little bit. So I'll just take my mouse and just move it slightly forward just to get some a little bit of movement. So once you reach the elevation that you want, then you can start figuring out where exactly you want to go. Do you want to go straight forward? Do you want to go to the side? Do you want to go to the right? Here in this Manhattan map, I like to just go forward a little bit as you got a bunch of buildings. Now, I'm not good enough to dive in and out of those buildings. I am not that good. I'm getting better. I'm not the best. I'm just getting better. I think I'm level 13 as far as helicopter masterness goes. Helicopter flying, but this is just how I do it for going around there. And when you're in this UH-79, I think it is UH-79 maybe, but the main thing I do is I just want to fly around, provide people to spawn on it, and then jump off the airplane throughout the map. Jump off the helicopter, just so they can get in the very strategic parts of the map. And so you can go on top of buildings and do all that kind of stuff. They can jump off, parachute, and they guide themselves wherever they want to. So now I'm going to go throughout. So here I'm just trying to give the guys in the machine guns just some angles here to fire some targets down to the ground. I see the chopper over to the left, and I'm hoping that the people in the chopper see him, and they're going to be able to get some rounds on him. So I'm going to angle. I'm going to hit the A and D key. So I have the keyboard up there in the top right of the screen. You can see it, and I'll adjust the A and D keys accordingly just to tap them. Don't hold down, press them. Just tap them. Just tap them slightly. Get used to the feel for it, and then you can adjust as you see fit right here. So here I'm just tapping the D key, just slightly tapping and getting to the angle that I want. Then I combine it with a slight movements on my mouse, just going slight over, just very slight over, and then getting this additional angle. Now in the beginning of the map, you can always, in all these matches, have a different feel for how good the enemy AA is. Either they're going to be really good and you're going to have missiles flying at you every 2 seconds. I've had plenty of those matches. Or you're going to have a nice calm beginning where people are not really focused on that. They're focused on other things. And so you can fly around the map a little bit easier and not have that much of a time. But as we go along here, over this course of this match, I did have to dodge a whole bunch of rockets. But you just got to keep moving. You don't want to stay in one spot. You want to keep moving. So that way the people with the RPGs can't get a good shot on you because you don't get the incoming warning like you do in the other stuff. With the RPGs, they just fire at you and they get you. I've gotten plenty myself. But here I'm just doing sharp right turns with my D key because you got to keep in mind that HQ area. I think you only have 5 or 6 seconds to get out of there if you go in. So there's not much time to get out of there. So you might as well just look at your map constantly, understand how close you are, and try to keep moving as much as you can around the middle of the map, try to keep moving around the active sector of the map. So here I'm taking some ground fire, and so I increase my elevation. I'm speaking in total layman terms right now, but I increase my elevation, and I can always go back to the safety of my own HQ area. So here we're taking a couple shots, not a lot. But in other matches, of course, you can have rockets flying at you every 3 seconds. And on other maps with those AA tanks, you could have a whole bunch of targets as well. In the Manhattan map, though, it's a little bit easier off the opening. But you could apply the same philosophy to all other maps. Just other maps, you got to be very careful with how much AA the enemy has. But I just keep flying around in circles here and being a spawn for my teammates, allowing them to jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. And so we can really try to control as much as possible over the map. I think most of the time what I see for the people, I'm guessing what happens with the players with new jumping into the chopper the first time, they have some wild mouse controls and they jump up into the air, but then they slam right into a building because they're moving the mouse all around and they're not being gentle with it. You got to be gentle with it when you're flying the chopper like this. The S key, of course, you could, if you need to repair, remember, if you can't repair up in the air for whatever reason, you can always land the chopper back in the HQ area, get out with the repair torch, and repair it that way. I've done that a few times. A lot of fun. Okay, buddies, well, that'll be it. Let me know if you have any questions below, but just wanted to share that as little tidbits from SmithersCast on his experience so far with Battlefield 6. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.